What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pat Outdoors. Hope you're having a great day. On my last video, I was going over all the little things I didn't like about my new to me Yamaha YZ250. And one of the main things I really don't like on that bike is the retro looking aftermarket 6-color seat cover. And so we're gonna be changing that out today with a brand new Yamaha factory seat cover. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. And while I have things apart, I'm gonna be cleaning out the air box and cleaning out the air filter, oiling it up. So let's get started. Here's the seat cover that I'm gonna be replacing. It's not actually too torn up. I just don't like how retro it looks with the 6 different colors on there. I don't think the yellow, the red, or the aqua blue goes with anything else on the bike, especially since I'm gonna be replacing all the fairings and plastics. And I also don't like how the edges and corners are all lifting like that. And the white on here is impossible to clean. I've been scrubbing this for a couple days and that's all the grease and dirt that I can get out of it. So can't wait to replace it. So to remove this, we got to start by taking the seat off, which is just a 10mm bolt on both sides. It's a similar process for most dirt bikes. Once you get the bolts off both sides, you should be able to pull the seat back and up and gain access to the air box so we can take the filter off. Wow, that air box is very dirty. You gotta be careful not to shake it up too much so no debris falls into the intake. What the heck? Well, I have the seat cover and the air filter out. I'm gonna be vacuuming the bottom of the air box to get all that debris out. You don't want any of that stuff getting sucked into your intake. Definitely be very careful with this opening. Anything that falls in there could get sucked into your engine. So just be very mindful of that when you have the filter off. Before we start replacing the seat cover, I'm gonna remove the air filter foam from the air filter casing or the base, and I'm gonna let it soak in some warm water with a little bit of Dawn, and then we're gonna give it some time to just work itself into the foam so it makes it easier to get all the debris and oil off of the air filter foam. Then we're gonna start working on that. Now it's time to take off the old seat cover. The same process applies to most dirt bikes, even the razors. You can just take a flathead screwdriver, pry under the staple, work it up. Get to this point, just get it above the surface. Then you can take a pair of pliers and you could pluck at it, just pull it off of the seat. The YZs, you also have to take off the brackets on the rear. It's just 2 10mm bolts per side. Just when you think you're halfway through the job, you find out you got to do it again. There's another cover under the cover. Let's continue. All right, now it's finally time to put the new seat cover on. Luckily, the foam is not all torn up. Not too bad. At least there's no chunks missing. I'm sure the seat's probably gonna weigh a lot less after taking off 2 full covers and maybe 100 something staples. I'm gonna start with a small side in, and then I'm gonna pull it tightly on both sides and just start stapling one by one till it's nice and snug. Here's how it ended up looking like at the bottom side. Put a lot of staples in. I wish I used a different kind of stapler, but this is all I got. If I had an air-powered one with a different style tip, I would have been able to penetrate the thick plastic a little better. You see, like, this one's messed up, but majority of them came out just fine. Just took a lot of patience to stretch the leather over and get it to penetrate the plastic, since this is really thick. But you just have to press up your hand on the other side really hard and press this in really hard, and it'll eventually break through the plastic. You might have to work in with a pair of pliers if you are using this type of stapler, but I mean, if you have unlimited funds, go get yourself an air stapler. But overall, I think the seat turned out pretty nice. The cover does have a few creases on it from being folded up and sitting in the bottom of a box with a bunch of spare parts sitting on top of it. I'm sure it's been like that for a couple of years since I actually got it for free. It came with the bike, not too upset about it. I'm sure this will work itself out eventually. The air filter, however, does need to be replaced. The previous owner coated the bottom side with this really thick, almost wheel bearing grease-like material. I think that's to keep debris from sneaking around the edges and working itself into the air intake inlet, but it makes it impossible to clean because you can't get this out of air filter foam material, no matter what you do. And I didn't realize how cheap air filters are for these bikes. So I'm just gonna get a new one, like 20, 30 bucks. So that should be in the next 2 days. I did get a bunch of other new parts just come in. New plastics, new FMF exhaust packing, got more packages coming in later on today. So we still got more stuff to do with just one change. The bike's already looking a lot better. Let me know what you guys think about the black and blue seat. I think it's more suited for this bike. I do have new plastics already in. I'm just waiting for the rear fender, and we should be slapping that on in the next day or two, along with the new air filter and a couple more changes. If you found this video helpful in any way, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you like this kind of content, want to keep up with some of my projects, such as the YZ, the KLX, or some of my razors, consider subscribing to my channel. But this is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching.